Hi guys, my name is Desiree at All Seed in the Barn today. So today is Tuesday, so a lot going on. We have Farrier and Vet Day. We just got feed delivery going on, and we also got new horses that came in on Saturday. We rescued 10 total. We got to save 2 minis, so they're out in the wooden pens. Surprisingly, there was a zebra, so of course we have to rescue him too. His name is Phoenix. He is a stud, so he's 2 years old. He will be going to Texas with our other zebras and just live a giant pasture pet. That's that. And then we also have other horses that are gonna be seen by the vet to see where they're at, and then we'll go from there.
Hello everybody, this is Lane Sells Horseshoeing. This is my setup. As we see, we got my beautiful son on this pony. I know this isn't part of the day, but I need to show the crowd. That's my boy. Okay, anyways, we got Walker Reynolds Horseshoeing here. I am helping him because there's so many to do. We got Hambone right here. He's a bullfighter. We're on air, Abe, so act your age. 12, just kidding, sorry. Watch out, get out of my life. I'm just kidding. Abe's great, we love Abe. The list is very long. Drafts, when you see drafts, a lot of work. Gonna be a bunch of work, okay? Because their feet are like 7 sizes too big. And look at this guy, paparazzi, getting in the way, videoing when he shouldn't be. This is the comical things we deal with at All Seated in a Barn. Okay, anyways, drafts mean it's like ×4 more work. And usually we have to take them over here. You see this beautiful stock? It's a lifesaver. We hold them up, we'll tie their feet in. It's a game changer. But still, a bunch of work. 2-guy job, that's why I'm here. Let's see, we've done 4 drafts. We got 4 horses that Walker needs x-rays on so he can go about it. And then I'm gonna go do some of the trims. They're getting me, I think, 3 more trims to do. And yeah, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a long day, but it's gonna be a good day. Check your watches. I think we got 6 more hours to go. So yeah, other places out there, I don't do drafts. I won't do it because you basically need this, and what you have to charge to do it is outrageous, but they go with it. It helps here and it's just easier. There's a system, so you can do it here. But if you don't have that, you will kill your body. There will be nothing left. You will have to go find your back because it will be in a hole, a dark hole that you'll never find.
I'm Brian, licensed training education, and I am one of the staff horsemen at All Seated in the Barn, and I help them kind of assess and rehome their horses. Today we're going to get with a horse that I haven't met yet. I've been explained that this horse is somewhat aggressive. I don't know if he's aggressive or not. Apparently he wants to strike, wants to kick out, wants to be rude and all that kind of stuff. We'll go give it a shot. We'll see what he's like. You know, it's really a cool partnership we have with Talia at All Seated in the Barn, helping so many people and so many horses. Sometimes helping the horses out of a bad situation, and even still helping some people who have found themselves in a bad situation because a lot of times they simply just don't know what they don't know. We try to help them with that. Not that we know it all, we don't. I'm learning every day that I don't know what I thought I knew about horses. So it's been pretty cool here lately, and it's actually raining today. It was raining a lot last week, and we brought these horses in, and these are kind of temporary pens. We're gonna be putting shades up in the next week, so we have them under shade and under some shelter. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and close this so we can see how he's gonna react here. Yeah, let's find out. Are you a man killer? So far you seem to be doing all right, but we ain't asked nothing out of you yet. If that's as bad as it gets, we're winning the day. But I've also learned, don't count your chickens before they hatch. All right, all you guys are getting your turn today. Don't be worried. So Spade just got here yesterday. I'm located here just down the street from All Seated in the Barn. That's what makes it so cool. Me and Talia have been working together for, goodness, almost 4 years now. We've continued to grow together, and now we have this place here. Like I said, a mile down the road. Just gives us another place to work with the horses and do some more training. This round pen, you'll see, it's a little different than the one we were using at All Seated in the Barn. This round pen, this style of round pen does 2 things. Number 1, horses can't jump over it like they can a pre-fert panel or a galvanized panel that's typically 5 feet tall. These posts are, I don't know, 7.5, 8 feet tall. Secondly, but more importantly to me, is the horses can't see out. So it's almost like a privacy fence. They're forced to focus on me or the trainer here in the middle of the round pen versus always wondering what's going on the outside. Now you'll see, I know there's gonna be someone that says, oh, well, you can still see through it. Yeah, you can, but you can't see through it when the horse is trotting or loping 20 miles an hour. It's a blur of wooden fence. So far, he's doing so good. I mean, he's ground tied and let me scratch all over him with this thing. What we're gonna do today, like I said, this is one of the first things I do with horses I get in. I just wanna introduce them to some of my leadership tools, my lead line and halter, my stick and string. And then if they handle that all well, we'll introduce them to the training flag, where we have the flag on the stick, and we teach them to increase their confidence and trust by standing still as they feel the energy from the flag. He doesn't know what I'm doing. His head's kind of high. He's looking around, and you'll see I kind of focus on his back legs. If you don't know, you should know that horses are flight animals when we have our fight or flight instincts, right? So horses have a natural tendency to want to fly away. God gave them big lungs, big nostrils, and long, fast legs. So when the horse gets nervous, they want to move their feet and get away from the danger or the fear. What I'm wanting him to do is keep his feet still when I throw this lead line around his legs or his body. Stand still. When he stops moving his feet, I take it away. Around his back feet, that was better. A while ago, he wanted to move his feet and kick a little bit. That's okay. That's not an aggressive movement. It's one of those, hey, I don't know what you're doing, or I don't know why you're doing it. What we did to the on side of the horse, we have to do to the off side of the horse, and train both sides of his brain. Okay, not bad. I want him to keep his feet down. Okay, that's good. Not bad at all. Sometimes we get horses in that have been traumatized or not handled correctly and been a little neglected at times. So we start from our assessment, we go back to the very beginning, like I'm gonna restart this horse completely. I don't know what holes are in this horse. I don't know his history, but I know typically when a horse comes to us from All Seed in the Barn, Talia has done a good job of rescuing these horses out of a certain situation. So we always keep the horse's safety in mind and our safety in mind, and we just go back to the beginning. Okay, we start them with building some confidence and trust, and we go from there. Sometimes the horses will end up as a horse ready to ride, and sometimes that horse, honestly, he may never ride. He may end up being a companion horse, and that's okay. So far in the assessment, what I've noticed is this horse is willing to trust. He also leads me to believe that someone has worked with him to some extent before. I mean, my lead line and the way I was using it is not completely foreign to him. So that's good. He's had something in him before, but we don't know. Sometimes the tools that we use, these leadership tools that we use to some horses have been used against them as weapons. So now we have to teach the horse that, hey, this thing's okay. It's not gonna hurt you. Now I have my stick and my string on him. All right, so far this guy's doing good. I don't believe yet that you're any type of man killer. What I'll do is I'll start increasing the energy and atmosphere with this rope on the end of my string. The goal is to let him move his feet. If he gets scared, let him move his feet. When he stops moving his feet and relaxes, I take the pressure away from him and I reward it, okay? Let him have just a quick second here to breathe. And then we start over again. Oh, 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 oh. Good boy. That is not bad for his first time ever meeting me, first time ever in this round pen, first time that I know of, that I can be certain of, that these tools have been used in this manner with him. What we don't know. What I'm not gonna be doing is jerking him around with this lead line unless my safety gets in check. Oh, there we go. Did you hear that? Did you hear that big sigh of relief there? Yeah, now he's licking his lips. He's doing good. Oh, look at that. I'm excited to see that this horse has not pinned his ear, has not told me no, has not said anything to me except, yes, sir, jump how high, sir. A lot of times what you'll find on some of these troubled horses is there's so much distraction going on outside the round pen. And that's good when we want to desensitize our horse. But the key takeaway on a horse that's likely had some traumatized lifestyle, traumatized this, that, bad experiences, when we get them in this round pen, they're somewhat isolated with me. It's one-on-one. The world stops to exist outside this round pen. This round pen is the classroom. This is where we teach and we educate the horse, and then we go outside the round pen, we begin to train to what we taught. So how this horse acts in one setting may be different than he acts in another setting based on his emotional state, which we're here to try to figure out, at least here. And then over time, repetition and consistency, the way we work with him becomes his new normal. Come on. You're gonna give. There we go. Good boy. So what we're looking for when we're working with a horse, some of the signs you want to see, and that's what we want, is to recognize his try. And that's one of the hardest things folks learning to work with horses. They have a tendency to want perfection from the very beginning. And you can't get onto a second grade student for not knowing how to write in cursive. They've got to learn to say their ABCs before they can print. They've got to be able to print before they can write in cursive, so on and so forth. No different than the horse. You have to teach them the steps to get where you're going, and you have to reward their try. You have to learn as a horseman and horsewoman to recognize that try when it happens. If you don't, it can be discouraging for the horse, and you can almost shut them down to where they say, well, I can't win. I'm just gonna quit, I'm gonna give up. That's a bad day. Okay, we don't want that to happen. I'm gonna move him around off of line and see if we can get him to keep from turning his hips to me, which is what I was told he does. When you seen this horse in the stall, when I went to halter him, he did turn his hips to me. We repositioned our body according to his, and he quickly gave in, and we haltered him, we walked out. Nothing have I felt yet causes me any concern of this horse being aggressive. But this is day one. Oh, look at that. He stopped and he looked at me, okay? Okay, so many times people say, Brian, I can't get my horse to follow my direction in the round pen. And 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it's because the person leading the horse has their body position wrong. So right here, this part of the horse is called your drive line, right where the cinch would go. If you stand in front of this drive line, you have basically shut the front door on the horse, and he will stop or he'll turn and go the other way. If you stay right at the drive line, he should be in neutral, meaning he's pretty even. He's waiting for you to tell him something. Standing behind the drive line will encourage his body to move forward, okay? So we point, he goes the way I want him to. I don't cluck, I don't spank, I don't do anything else except leave him alone. So a lot of times I'll also see people doing this. He's moving and he's at the trot, which is what I want him to do. But I'll see people doing this. All you're doing is desensitizing your horse to where when you point and you cluck, it no longer means anything to him. When you want him to go, use your escalation, your point, your cluck with your mouth, your point cluck, and the spin of your whip or your lunge line. Once he gives you the answer you want, back off of him, leave him alone. Oh. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna start working on turning him the other direction. Look at that. How about that? Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. As soon as he turns his hips toward me, I continue moving his feet in the direction I wanted him to go. Oh. That ain't his fault. We had a little rain last night, huh? So I have to know now not to do that over here. We'll let him over on this drier side. Oh. There you go. Come on, poop on the move. There you go. So now he stopped and he looked at me. So from now on, that's the least I will allow him to get away with. He better at least stop and turn his head to me. Oh, like that. Now what we want from here on is we start working toward him squaring up and looking completely at me The following step from that is to square up, look at me, and walk to me. And there's a methodology of how we get there. I want him to walk to me, but I'm gonna reward him for such a good try. And I'm gonna come to him and meet him where he's at. This is the beginning point where we start to establish boundaries with the horse. From here on out, he'll only be able to come inside my little circle when he's invited, which I did invite him in. I want him to know that it's safe to come here. But until I invite him to come to me, he stays on the outside, faced up or moving. Okay, now we're gonna ask him to move off.
Hi everybody, it's Nick here, all seated in the barn. So today, well, the last couple of days we've been working on this paddock across the street. So far I think we have 18 head coming in from Texas due to overpopulation. So in order for us to rescue more, we gotta bring some down to even it all out. We're building 18 stalls. Yeah, so right now we are digging, and concrete should be done by today. And then we got to tack on the gates and the wood posts and everything like that. And hopefully it should be done by around Friday-ish. And yeah, even with the rain and the conditions and everything, it's, you know, it hasn't slowed us down at all. Once we get set on something, we're pretty good at accomplishing it.
So today's Wednesday, so I just Dr. Callie. She had that massive knee, like soft tissue on her knee. So it was basically like a fluid pocket. So we lanced it last week on Tuesday, or it might be 2 weeks ago, I don't know. The reason why we have to lance it is she's not gonna get adopted by someone to like with a big giant bubble on her knee. So we lance it and it's basically all fluid and it's got little soft tissue. The last first 2-3 days, it was all coming with like a big clump of soft tissue, which is normal because that's like what they were being growing out of her knee. So today, I've been doctoring her daily. It has to be cleaned daily no matter what because I can't not have an infection. If it's pus pocket, it's a giant pus pocket. Once you go inside the wound, it's basically all soft tissue all around inside the knee. So what I did is to scrub it, clean everything out, and then I scrub it with the iodine scrub, and you have to push all the pus pocket outside the knee. That's the point. What I've been doing is making sure the soft tissue is all nice and flat and make sure all the ends are with white lining, which is new tissue going in. I also basically, my step of wound dressing, packing it in, make sure it's all the way in because once it's healing process, it will go down of the knee. And then I silver spray it. You see on her leg, it's supposed to have SWAT all around it because it's springtime, so I don't want any bugs or no flies around that knee. And then I also put zinc oxide around her skin just to protect the blood. A lot of horses, when they get an open wound, their blood scrapes their hair and it falls out, and I don't want that. So I'm protecting the skin on the fur.
Hey everybody, it's Maddie at All Seed in the Barn again. It's a Wednesday, so we had our Path Point crew out here. So things have kind of changed with our Path Point friends. They're coming 2 days a week now, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Wednesdays is our more work-driven group. They actually go out to other businesses in the community and they get paid for some of their work and some of it's volunteer. Today we did shavings and pellets and cleaned out the inside of the barn, and they're just a really great group who are really driven to work and love working. A lot of comments today were how they love coming out here and working. Even though when they showed up it was raining and it was cold and spirits are kind of down because it's so freezing, but they're just like, nope, we'll do this, we'll do that, and you know, they just love it, and it's such a great amount of help out here. Even the littlest things add up to the bigger issues. They really do help us out a lot, so we really appreciate PathPoint and everything they do.
The best way to support us is always through donations, whether that be product that we need or monetary. And you can do that by joining our Patreon, going to the website, or visiting any of our social media platforms for links on the best ways to help us.